Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 11 here of the Local to Global series with Rocky Mountain Wrestling. As you can see from today's episode, we're literally on the Climb 5, so our first show of the month here. So I'm going to advance to that. We're going to get straight into it. Usually we do a little bit of processing, a little bit of talking, but let's just get straight into it and let's rock and roll, because I really want to see, this is sort of our final test for this month, to essentially see if we can maximize popularity along with maximizing profit at the same time. So first show here, The Climb, is going to be very cheap ticket prices. And then our second show at the end of the month is, of course, going to be normal ticket priced. It's a little blast from the past there. We've got Yuta Osono as well. He's with two companies. So he's with EX 2010, who he got picked up by in between Last Game 2020 and TEW 9 as well. But he's also with Kitsune there as well. God, he looks good, doesn't he? Absolutely incredible. Still a big fan of Yuta Osono. We might even try and bring him in. I don't think he's actually active in the US, but we might try and do that. Anyway, let's try and stay on focus. Again, just want to say thank you guys for all the recent support. I don't know. What else can I say at this point? But you guys are just incredible. And it makes, making the content, it makes it easy. It makes it enjoyable when you guys are responding the way you are. Another thing I've thought about that you guys sort of mentioned in the comments of, I think it was 2 episodes ago, was character ideas. We need to start focusing on them a little bit more, because if we don't, we're going to have what's already happening with morale issues are essentially going to take over because of our momentum for some of our workers. So let's get in there and let's get some character ideas. We've only got 68 points stored. That's essentially only one. And it's only for Texas Hangman as well. Alright, so safe bet. We shall grab that one. Locker room instance, what do we got? We got Philanders back on basics and safety. That's actually good to see. So all 3 of them are still getting trained. What do we got here? Jerry Pepper brought before wrestlers court there with American Patriot as well, forgetting to shake another worker's hand when entering the locker room. No positive impact. I thought that might have come. Anyway, Roger Montero brightening the backstage area, and that is all. All right. What do we do here? We've got a few morale issues. We might do an open forum. This is also another sort of recommendation with our current morale issues from you guys in the comment section down below. If you do have any tips, make sure you drop them down below. I do love help, and I'd love to help, so it definitely works out for both of us. We do have 3 eligible unhappy workers at present, so let's do an open forum. Blue Dragon, who was annoyed at his issues, got a small morale boost. Same thing there for Anders, and yeah, same thing there. Patriot was irritated, so I think that's because he only had minor morale issues. Hopefully that doesn't actually tank your backstage even further. I honestly don't know. So it does, as you can see there. So open forum meeting does actually sort of decline your locker room morale there. But it did lower Blue Dragons to minor morale issues now. So that's good. That's a positive there. We might be able to get rid of those 2. I don't know if I go Anders and Blue Dragon, or if I go Blue Dragon and Patriot. Because like I said, I'm pretty close to letting him go, if I'm being honest. He is the Nebraska stud, though. Oh, do I want to? I have no idea. Anyway, let's book. Like I said, don't want to ramble too much. I wanted to get straight into it, but here we are. So, from the last show, I think we had a match booked for this one, and that was going to be it was a number one contenders match for Remy Sky and Roger Montero. I don't know if I'll make that the main event though. I think we'll do something else for the main event. Let's go like this. So let's go Hangman and maybe Blue Dragon. Sure. Thinking he's got better popularity than Patriot, doesn't he? He does. Okay, they'll take on Al Coleman and Jules Knight for our main event. Negative, they won't, because he has poor... They've got poor chemistry with each other. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I know they've got negative chemistry, but let's just do that. I won't ignore it in the future, but we'll run this for 20 minutes. We'll give... Ooh. Do I give Blue Dragon the win? You know what? Let's do that. Let's give Blue Dragon the win. The loser's going to be Jules Knight. According to you guys, again, I think it was Question the Mark. He alerted me to the fact that it's there's a lot lower chance of the worker in a tag team match that does not take the pinfall actually losing popularity. So it's not even really necessary to keep them strong. Again, we're going to test this. We're going to have a look. So I will not keep Al Coleman strong for this match. We'll book that one. And then I want to check his popularity, which I think is 32. Yep, 32 in the Northwest. So I'm interested to see, because he's not taking the pinfall loss in this match, if he's, not kept strong for it, if that will actually drop below 32. It'll be interesting either way. Anyway, let's do this. So 4-minute angle, Coleman and Hangman together. Hangman says he was proven right last week as Coleman cheated once again. Coleman states Hangman is a whiner crybaby or something like that. It's just something to get him a little bit more heat. So let's go like that. Is maybe a whining crybaby. And says he will continue to cheat until someone beats him. Love it. I just love the fact that he really doesn't care. He really has zero care factor, as far as winning clean. What else we got? So let's do that number one contenders match here as well. So Remy taking on Roger. Give that one 12 minutes. We'll probably give it 20, to be honest, but we won't. Roger is going to get a big victory here, actually. We'll go clean as well. So it's face versus face, but I'm pretty happy with that. I might even do a steal the show. Give it 14. And we'll change that to Al Coleman. Book that match. That looks pretty good. I might even chuck in a... Do we have anything else? Maybe a stare down for 2 minutes. Let's go with Remy and Roger. So our two wrestlers fighting it out for the number one contendership. Have an intense stare down. Rematch. Lovely. Just another bit of a random angle, if you will. That one's in the ring. Copy and paste that. We'll script that as well, just in case. Perfect. And then I think we'll go maybe just one more match. I think we'll just have a 3-match card. Disregard that. We'll have a 4-match card, and I'll bring in. I think what's his name? Is it Flying Patriot? Something like that. So let's have maybe go another tag team match. No. Let's go for Patriots and Jack Pride. Give them 12 minutes. I'm going to give Jack Pride a tainted victory. Not clean. I want it to be tainted. Maybe with a flash pinfall. It says clean. I really want it to be clean. Anyway, that's fine. I'll keep him simple as well. He's actually pretty close to maybe not needing to be kept simple. So that'll be beneficial. But he does have that chilly momentum. So I'm going to try and remedy the lower mid-carders' momentum this episode as best I can. And unfortunately for Patriot, he will potentially cop a little bit of that. With that said, where is he? Is he still here? Or did he change regions, maybe? Interesting. We could go with someone like Brimstone. I'm not really too fussed. How much is he going to be? He's only going to be 30. And he'll actually be a heel. So that kind of works out pretty well. Is he going to be terrible in the ring? Yes, he is. So it's going to be rough. What about someone like Dropkicks? I know he's going to be a face, but he's obviously a much, much better worker. He's even got a little bit of popularity. I wonder if that actually bumps him up. Yeah, he wants 40. I think that's perfectly fine. So let's hire Dropkicks for one night only. Who else we got? We got Rain Man in there. Rain Man's really good. He was actually on my... he's also a people person, which is a good personality. He's on my list for us to potentially bring in the second or third rounds of signings. Anyway, let's go another singles match. This one's going to kick us off. We're going to have Dropkicks making his one night only debut. And he can take on Jerry Pepper, I think. Yes. So Jerry Pepper getting a win, working the crowd. And we will indeed make this one clean, actually. So nice clean win there for Jerry Pepper. Yeah, Dropkicks. Look, he was about to complain about this match, but yeah, Jerry Pepper might have a little bit of toughness about him. Let's have a look. He's only got 67, so it's really not that high, but fair enough. Nice little intimidation there. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we've got sort of limited angles. We only have a 2-minute stare down for that one, but honestly, we don't really need to push anything else. I guess I could do a promo by himself for Jack Pride. Why not? Let's just give him a 4-minute promo. It's going to be pretty bad because of his momentum, but let's go Jack Pride, cuts a promo, and wants to get out of his bad run of form by winning tonight. Oop. Perfect. It gives Jack Pride a little angle. Doesn't need to be on anyone, just him by himself. And we shall script that one as well. He does have those, pretty incredible entertainment skills. So we probably want to use those, Probably want to use them. There we go. All right. That looks pretty good. 3 angles on the card as well. 86%, so we're not going to be penalized, but it's probably very, very close. So need to make sure we keep an eye on that. Got very cold there for those two. That's perfectly fine. They're not being used this show. We'll try and use them next show and get their momentum up a little bit as well. Anyway, let's run the Climb 5. Here we go. Alrighty, so we started with a 35 rated opening match. We've got Jerry Pepper defeating Dropkicks in 11:55 by pinfall with a pile driver. And then this match was a work the crowd. Nice little adequate gimmick there for Dropkicks, although he's technically not actually on our roster. But a nice little one-night signing for momentum purposes. And a good win there for Jerry Pepper. We then move into a 33 rated angle with Jack Pride by himself. Basically just cuts a promo and says he wants to get out of his bad run of form by winning tonight. Doesn't say if he's going to cheat to win. Just says that he wants to win and cut the bad run of form. His match getting a 32, where we have Primetime Jack Pride defeating American Patriot in 11:32 by pinfall with a handful of tights. Jack Pride maybe taking up a little bit of an Al Coleman treatment, potentially. Well, I guess heel preferential treatment to the way he's going to start winning matches, and that is by cheating. Yeah, good match. 28 in ring there for Primetime Jack Pride. So happy. We move on into a 41 rated stare down. Our two wrestlers, Remy Sky and Roger Montero, who are fighting it out for the #1 contendership here tonight, have an intense stare down pre-match. And it's a 41, so that's pretty damn good for a stare down for 2 minutes. Their match together gives us a 50 rated match for our #1 contendership, and we have Roger Montero defeating Remy Sky in 12:05 by pinfall with an eagle chop. And this was our Steal the Show match. Did very well, but they also have great chemistry together. Did we know about this already? I don't know if we did. But yeah, Remy and Roger have great chemistry when facing each other. So that's good to know. It's actually very good for our future as well. Once we can start building up a little bit more popularity, they could have a decent main event level match. I like it. All right, moving on from the 50 into an angle, we go into a 40 rated angle promo from Al Coleman and Texas Hangman. And Hangman says Hangman says he was proven right last week as Coleman cheated once again to get the victory and retain the RMW heavyweight title. And we have Coleman stating that Hangman is a whining crybaby, and he says he will continue to cheat until someone beats him for his heavyweight title. So yeah, Coleman just does not care at all. Pure heel. Literally says he will cheat pretty much at every opportunity to make sure that he can keep his title. And Hangman, obviously, he stands up for what's right and what is good, as a true babyface should. And yeah, 40 rated. Somehow the stare down was better than the promo between these two, but it is what it is. We move on to the main event match. Big tag team. Doesn't do as well as the #1 contenders match, but we get a 49 rated tag team match here. We do have that negative penalty there for chemistry. But we've got Texas Hangman and Blue Dragon defeating Al Coleman and Jules Knight in 20 minutes 19 seconds when Blue Dragon pinned Jules Knight with a Dragon Driver. So a really good match. Slightly lower than the best match on the actual card, but it's perfectly fine. We essentially using two mid-carders in Blue Dragon and Jules Knight, and then we've got that negative chemistry there between Coleman and Jules. So yeah, it is what it is. Blue Dragon really off his game, which is actually a little bit frustrating. And again, we've got morale issues. So the entire locker room's penalized, but got another penalty there for Dragon due to low morale because he's got morale issues. And then the big one there for the Coleman-Knight chemistry. So it is what it is. Again, the Climb's not the main rated show. I'm not really too fussed about it, hence the tag team main event. But let's finish the show. It is very cheap ticket priced as well. 95 people in attendance. Anyway, let's see what we get. Okay, we get a 48. And we once again, my head is kind of covering. If I go this way a little bit more and we turn the chair, you can sort of see it a little bit more, but it's, yeah, 48 rated. The show benefited from having quite a wide selection of angles, literally 2 promos and a stare down. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, increases popularity in one region, and hopefully we will be able to cap out that popularity as a result of the next show being normal ticket priced as well. I would be very happy if we gain no popularity from the next show. That would be perfect. And that would essentially cause the experiment to show us that, what we've done is the correct way we should be running things at this point in time. Anyway, So Blue Dragon, American Patriot. I forgot the Patriot had morale issues. I probably should have given him a win, but yeah, he had a tainted loss. He made an appearance. So Blue Dragon, very happy with my speech, and then Patriots just pleased. So I'm assuming that'll get rid of his morale issues. A loss of 331 for that show, and 475 in ticket sales. So that's actually still very good. Popularity recap: we are still 11. But like I said, there is potential for us to gain a little bit more popularity to max it out, or we could be stuck at 11 for this episode, which would be pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyway, go back to the main screen here. I also want to check Al Coleman's popularity, see if he did lose a point. If he didn't, then again, another little experiment or side experiment will tell us, essentially that you can have... Okay, so he did lose a point of popularity, even though technically he was not the person that took the pinfall in that match. So you probably do need to keep people popular, people that are popular in the match. You need to keep them strong, otherwise they will lose popularity. So that's unfortunate, but again, it's a learning experience. I figured that was probably the case. I was told otherwise again. There's all these different things about tag teams and obviously people in units and individuals and stuff like that. But based on that and that experiment right there, I'm pretty certain that if he's losing popularity as a result of it, it definitely makes sense that he would be losing it no matter what, unless he's kept strong. And then there's, even if he's kept strong, there's still probably a chance that he would lose a point of popularity. But I just feel like it would be a lot lower than whatever that chance that he just happened or just occurred probably was. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. I'm not too fussed. It's only 1 point of popularity. And we're very early on in the series, so it's the perfect time to make little mistakes because they're not going to cost you too much. And later on down the track, when you have workers that have a very high amount of popularity, you really don't want to be losing or have them be losing popularity because it's going to affect your main events, it's going to affect your ratings, and then it's going to affect your overall show ratings as well. And if you're not growing at that point, you're really, I guess, slowing yourself down quite a bit. I think at this point, I want us to get to... Obviously, we want to get to tiny size. That's the first and foremost. And then I think we want to, push to 25 and get our events onto TV. Whether that be WrestleWorld or someone else. It's going to be WrestleWorld, but yeah, we need to be, I guess, generating further income through, a broadcaster, essentially. And that is probably the best way of doing it. You don't want to get a TV show too early, though. Let me state that. Something that a lot of people do. I think I did it potentially on the last Local to Global. I honestly can't remember if I did the TV show early. I know I have done it in the past with like a tiny sized company, or I think it was tiny sized because it would have had to have been 25 popularity. But I did a weekly TV show, and that destroyed the company. And I think it might have been the last Local to Global. I can't remember 100%, but I think it was the last one. Anyway, we are not going to make that mistake too early. I probably want to get to small size, which is 35 popularity, before we start to do that. So it's essentially going to go like this. We're going to go tiny size, 17 pop, 25 popularity, which will be the WrestleWorld broadcaster for our events, whether it be the current 2 events we run per month, or if we run 3 events per month, or whatever it is. We'll do it that way. And then from 25 popularity, we're just going to try and push to 35. And once we hit 35 pop, we will be a small size company. I think after you become a small size company, you can start to offer out written contracts. You have to make sure that your finances are pretty well settled at that point. So Written contracts are extremely expensive. You can probably see it when you actually go in to negotiate with somebody. They're thousands and thousands of dollars, even for like the most low popularity young workers you can imagine. Someone like a Philly Anders, for example, he would be costing us thousands of dollars per month. We can even go in and check. I'll show you in a second once we finish processing, but that'll be thousands. And it was suggested in a comment maybe 2 episodes ago that we offer written contracts to people, and I was like, I don't know if you've ever checked the cost of a written contract, but it is extremely expensive, and we most definitely cannot be giving those out and giving away, people that are on $30 or $40 per appearance at this point, thousands of dollars. I mean, you literally couldn't do it. It makes zero sense, and you'd just be bankrupting yourself. So yeah, we 100% won't be doing that. At this stage, we'll do it later on, of course. We pretty much have to. You have to spend those big bucks on the exclusive written contracts, essentially to save yourself from losing your best workers. Because usually what happens is you go up to small size, which is the 35 popularity. As a result of that, you start gaining a lot more popularity because you'll probably be looking at doing a TV show at about that popularity, maybe about 40 pop in your home region. From that point, pretty much all the workers on your roster, especially the ones that you're giving wins, they're gaining popularity pretty much across the United States and Canada as well. So as a result of that, they're gaining that pop. They're probably some of your best workers, so they're very good in the ring. The bigger companies in the US and obviously CWA in Canada, they're going to come in and try and sign your best workers. At that point, that is where you essentially need to start offering those exclusive written contracts. And it can be very tough because if you offer an exclusive written contract to one of your workers and essentially you do it too late, what can happen is those other companies will see that you've offered it out, so-and-so, a contract, and they'll just offer him a contract as well. And at that point, when you're only 40 popularity, you can't compete anywhere near as well with those bigger companies, the financial muscle that they have. So you got to be very careful. You probably want to try and make sure you lock at least 2 main eventers down. Once you hit 45 or 40 popularity is probably a good point to do that. And then once you sort of gain a little bit more popularity, you want to maybe do another 1 or another 2 of your best sort of younger workers to try and keep them with the company for as long as you can. To get yourself up to the next size, which is medium, which takes a decent amount of time to get to. It really does. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling. Thank you for sticking with me if you have so far. What I'll do now is I'm just going to pause the recording. Actually, you know what? We're only a few days away. We'll let it play out. We're at Thursday. We've got 3 days left to process. But that's sort of the game plan, I guess. There's going to be lots of ebbs and flows throughout that game plan. But that's what I want to do. And that's pretty much what you guys, I guess, should be aiming for. It's sort of like the basis of a local to global series. At least the starting point from where we were at the start of the series, sort of up to where we are now, because we know where we want to be, which is, tiny size at the moment. That's our first sort of longer term goal. And then from that, I guess a more medium term goal would be the 25 popularity, get ourselves on a broadcaster, being WrestleWorld, then obviously progressing up to small size, and then progressing up to, your 40 pop exclusive written contracts, and go from there. Anyway, here we are. We have finished processing with a solid effort of a ramble in relation to, I've got a really itchy nose, in relation to local to globals. Anyway, Blue Dragon, touring contract. Again, Roger Montero has left his touring contract with EX 2010. That is very good. Although, when did he join it? He joined at the start of the month. That might have happened at the end of last episode. I can't remember. But War Peace has been joining Burning Hammer. which is good for his development. However, he is on the list. I did want to bring him in next. He was actually one of the highest. He's also based in Kanto. Oh, hopefully that changes when he comes back. Oh, I hope that changes. While he's on tour, hopefully he's just there for that. His touring contract expires in 260 days. That's a long touring contract. I wonder why he's actually based there now. Oh my god. That is huge. Same thing there for Blue Dragon. I don't know if that's... Does it just expire at the end of the tour that he's currently on? Or does it actually last for that long? I honestly don't know. I haven't touched Japan at all on TW9, so I have no idea. Anyway, we are at Lockdown. Lockdown is our big pay-per-view for this month, or our big event for this month, which does mean we will be doing a steel cage match, which actually kind of sounds pretty good, to be honest. So let's get into it. Clark Alexander, very famous Seaverse worker there. No one's getting a night off. Once again, we are going to Wyoming. Normal ticket pricing as well. Another 80 creative energy there. We'll try and do another character idea. Safe bet for anybody. That is perfect. All right, so we can use one of these. I'll pretty much use it on whoever's the lowest, I guess. So we'll take a look at that in a second. Philanders and Blue Dragon getting on really well backstage. That's good. That's positive. Same thing there for Remy and Montero, even though they were, feuding with each other on the last show, the Climb. Same thing there for Roger Montero and Blue Dragon. They've bonded recently. Good stuff. More training there for our 3 students. And there we go. All right. Let me address the locker room. I'll just do a rib for this one. Oops. I ribbed Al Coleman accidentally by double-clicking, and there we go. Let me go back here. Backstage. It is back to average. Okay, that's good. That's good. So hopefully no penalties for this show. Although it might have been as a result of the backstage incidents. I have no idea. Anyway, let me go back to here for a second. Let's go booking analysis. So Anders is once again ice cold. Okay, that's not great. So what I'll do is I'm going to have Jerry, Pepper, and Jack Pride team up to try and get rid of their chili momentum. And then once again, I'm going to use the character idea. I'll use it on Anders. He's already upset, so maybe I don't use it on him and I'll use it on maybe a Jason Patterson instead. If I use it on Patterson and then give Patterson a win, he might actually kick himself straight out of the red. So let me have a look at that. Patterson. Creative idea. Safe bet. Deploy it. Was a success. And he's back to warm. So he's already there. That's perfect. All right. Well, with that being the case, he might actually be one of the men in the match. And then maybe a Blue Dragon as well. Yeah. Let me have a look here. All right, so let's book the main event anyway. So it is going to be a Steel Cage Modern. Cage Modern, there we go. And it is going to be Roger Montero taking on Al Coleman for the RMW heavyweight title. 75 psychology for Montero. As a result of that, we're going to go with Patriot. Who's only 68, unfortunately. And then Coleman's going to get a clean win in this one. I think we can call it as well with how good they are. So, should be a really good match, honestly. Give it 20 minutes. Auto-named, staff, title, done. Perfect. There is our lockdown match. Very good. All right, so other matches. I think I'll go Patriot versus Hangman. This is 35 popularity. 35. Oh my god. Where on earth has that come from? I think we'll steal the show with that one too. That is insane. I was not expecting 35 popularity. What else? So we'll do that tag match. Like I said, we'll have Jack Pride and Jerry Pepper, both chili momentum. And I think we'll go Blue Dragon and Jason Patterson for that one. So let's go with, I think technically they both actually had a win. So yeah. Let's go Jack Pride. Open script, and we'll make it clean. I'll make the loser Patterson, only because Blue Dragon has better momentum at the moment. So we'll try and keep his momentum up as long as possible. But he's probably going to take a few pinfall losses at the moment as we try and rebuild this momentum issue that we have. And then finally, last match will be, yeah, Jules Knight taking on Remy Sky. Should be a good match. All right. They have negative chemistry. They have awful chemistry. In that regard, we're going to do a triple threat. Get rid of that negative chemistry. So Jules Knight, Phil Anders, and Remy Sky. 12 minutes. And let's have Remy win. Actually, let's go Jules for the win. Loser can be Anders. His momentum's already in the toilet. I will keep Remy strong. I will keep Anders simple. And yeah, we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it clean. Why not? We're already protecting Remy, so that's fine. We'll work the crowd with it as well. That'll kick us off. And that's our matches for tonight. That looks pretty good. Promos, we'll go a Coleman Roger promo. Actually, they can have a pre-match brawl. Do we want anyone else out there? Who else? I think Patriots facing. Let's do Jules in there as well with Texas. Let's go with this. Let's go. All hell breaks loose as Coleman, Montero, Knight, and Hangman all brawl before the lockdown match. Cool. We'll give that 4 minutes. Fighting angle, perfect. Copy and paste that over. We'll script that one as well. In the ring, angle, save, done. All right, so that'll be pre-match. Who else do I want? Can Jerry Pepper talk? He can. He can talk very well. He's got very good entertainment skills. Let's just go a double promo then for our newest tag team, Primetime Jack Pride and Jerry Pepper. So yeah, Jack Pride and Jerry Pepper align themselves together to break the mold and get a win under their belts. Cool. Save that one. Hoping it should be relatively good, honestly. They're both not terrible at entertainments and promos and stuff, so we'll roll with that one. That can go after the first match, and we're at 75 minutes and 89% matches, so that is perfect. Let us run the show. All right, so we started with a 39 39 rated, triple threat match where we have Jules Knight defeating Philanders and Remy Sky in 12-11 when Jules Knight pinned Philanders with a time for bed. And yeah, worked the crowd well. 44 in-ring for Knight, 45 in-ring for Remy. They have bad chemistry together in a singles match. This is a way around that. Chuck them in a triple threat or a tag team match, and then they can face each other. So good stuff there. Dirt sheet. Do we have penalties? We do not have penalties for the low locker room morale. Which is very good. Anders has a lot of penalties, though, himself. But we move on. Remy Sky debuting a new spot that showcases his ability to sell well. His psychology will be helped by being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. So that's another nice little positive there for Remy Sky. Go into a 31 rated promo here from Jerry Pepper and Jack Pride. And they align themselves together to break the mold tonight and get a tag team win under their belt. So we'll see how well they go out there and perform. And hopefully, like I said, they'll build some momentum back, which is going to be very, very important for us. Their match together, getting us a 39 rated tag team match. Not terrible. Not too bad. We've got Primetime Jack Pride and Jerry Pepper defeating Blue Dragon and Jason Patterson in 11:44 when Jack Pride pinned Jason Patterson with a Pride fall. Once again, Blue Dragon seemed off his game. That's 2 shows back to back. He's been off his game, so a little bit frustrating. Jack Pride with a 32, Jerry Pepper with a 35, and Patterson with a 37 there. So some good stuff. Poor momentum. And again, we're trying to get him out of poor momentum. All 3 of them, though, inconsistent, which is frustrating. And yeah, Jack Pride for inexperience as well. But a nice little win there for Jack Pride and Pepper. Good stuff. All right, we move forward into a 48 rated match. We have the very popular Texas Hangman. He is definitely a fan favorite here in Wyoming. And he defeats American Patriot in 11:41 by pinfall with a choke slam. And of course, this was our Steal the Show match. Again, face versus face, stamina there for Hangman, going all, actually for both of them, to be honest. Going all out in a 12-minute match. Maybe I could lower it to 10. Anyway, he got a bonus for it, and I'm assuming, yeah, Patriot did as well. So, good stuff. He actually got a bonus for selling as well. High morale for Hangman, low morale, and yeah, physical condition there for Patriot, but inconsistency and stamina there for Hangman. So anyway, 51 in ring for Hangman, 37 there for Patriot, and a very nice sort of semi-main event with a 48 rated match. We move on. We then go into a 39 rated angle. We have a brawl. Big brawl breaks out before the lockdown match, I guess on the entrance ramp. We've got Al Coleman, Roger Montero, Jules Knight, and Texas Hangman all brawling with each other before the lockdown match. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting main event. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it could be really good with Roger and Al in there together. But 39 rated brawl, not too bad. We move into the main event. I'm expecting a 55 or a 56, somewhere around there would be very, very nice. Although Coleman did lose a point of popularity from the last show. So, yeah. Anyway, main event. Damn. Okay, it's a lot better than what I expected. We get a 59 rated main event here, steel cage match, where we have Al Coleman defeating Roger Montero in a cage match in 1953 by submission with an ankle brace. So a nice clean win there for once. We have Al Coleman making defense number 3 of the RMW heavyweight title. Solid 61 in-ring performance there from Coleman. The crowd was white hot at the end as well. And then a 53 from Montero as well. So very good match. No, creative angles or creative finish, for this one. So This is all them, essentially. Only penalties are for physical condition for both of them, and then the low storyline heat for staff, which is ridiculous, but we've still got to essentially advance storylines anyway. So yeah, 59, pretty good. Very good. Happy to finish off the steel cage match there with a very solid 59 rated main event. Anyway, overall show rating, we get a 53, and there we go. This show did not result in any popularity changes, so we did indeed max out the popularity with very cheap tickets. So the experiments are over. We now realize that this is probably the best way to run things. Or at least I'm pretty sure it is, because at least we max it out. We max it out every month. We still get a little bit of money from it. Remember, it was like $475. So realistically, that probably pays for that show, along with, you know, the sponsorship money. And then this show with normal ticket price, 75 people in attendance, it's going to be pretty damn close. We already made profit last month. However, that was with cheap tickets for the first show. And then the same thing for this, normal ticket priced for the second show. So it's going to be interesting. We'll take a look. Address the locker room. It is going to be American Patriots. And we're going to go with, what's his name? Phil. Good old Phil Anders. So we'll praise both of them. Please, please. Financial report, 675 for this show. Again, the more shows or events you run per month, the lower the attendances start to go. But that's perfectly fine. 169 loss for that show. Of course, that doesn't factor in our sponsorship money that we get every month as a result of our popularity in every region. So we should be good. I'm going to advance to the end of the month here, and we shall take a look. I also want to have a look at Texas Hangman's popularity. It's going to be very, very interesting. So let's go back here. What have we got? How many days? I mean, it's looking pretty good already. We're $20 positive with no further expenses to come. So but we're definitely going to make a profit, because that's essentially going to go up probably another 200. I guess the only downside is we didn't actually go up in popularity this episode at all, which is frustrating, but then again, it's perfectly fine. It's pretty much going to be, we gain 2 points of popularity, and then for that third episode, we're probably not going to gain a point of popularity. And then, so 2 out of every 3 episodes, we're probably going to gain 2 points. So it's sort of like 2 out of 3. Anyway, let's advance a few days forward here. Get to the start of May. But I think overall that was a really good show. Yeah, it was solid. Sort of what we expect at this point, whether it's Al Coleman or Texas Hangman, even Remy Sky to a lesser extent, and then Montero himself to an even lesser extent after that. I sort of like our main event scene with those 4 guys, to be honest. I know all 3 of them are faces, but you know, Coleman does his job as a heel, and then we've got someone like Jules Knight who can very easily, you know, pop himself up into the main event for a show or 2 here and there. So very happy with that. And again, 59 rated main event for Montero and Coleman is very, very solid indeed. And yeah, I don't know. I guess technically we've got to work on a new #1 contender next episode. I don't actually have a thought process with it yet either. We might try and do a heel versus heel. Maybe Jules Knight. He did pick up that win in the triple threat match. And realistically, that was technically against Remy Sky, who I would say at this point is in maybe a little bit of strife. He's lost a few matches recently, so you know, he might be finding himself a little bit further down the pecking order. So could be a big month there for Remy to try and get a couple of wins back. and maybe get himself back into contention for the title. Either way, should be good. I think we're getting to the point where we're nearly going to implement a tag team division, because we pretty much run at least one tag team match per show, even with the sort of lower mid carders this episode. You know, they were in a match, so realistically, actually, that's something I need to look at as well. Was their momentum? I think it was very cold, or was it chilly? I can't remember where they were at. I think it was chilly, and then we brought them both back. So it was maybe very cold, I think. And then Patterson's, obviously, he was warm. Not sure where he'll be, because I think he did actually lose that match. So anyway, as you can see, the tours do end, so they don't actually last for all those days. And then Jason Patterson, hired by BCG, Black Canvas Grappling. Has he done multiple tours for them? He has, okay. Okay, that's fine. He's done a few tours. Popularity is not exactly super high at the moment, which is okay. And that'll improve him. So hopefully he can get his psychology up a little bit further, and he'll be doing a decent job. Anyway, let's delete all that, and let's take a look at the finances. We made $226 last month as a result of those two shows. So it's looking pretty damn good. And we actually made more in ticket sales, obviously, with the increased popularity from last episode, even with the very cheap tickets. So it's looking good. It's looking real good. And I guess we've sort of found our happy medium. We're going to stick with very cheap tickets for the climb, and then our big sort of event at the end of the month, which for this one is Reach for the Sky. That will remain as a normal ticketed event. And we're making profit, baby. We're starting to claw it back a little bit. Want to get rid of this $15,000 debt that we have at the moment, as we continue to work our way towards tiny size. Again, you know, lack of progress this episode, but it will go up to 12 next episode, probably, or most definitely as a result of that first show, because we do know that it maxes out the popularity. So it's perfect. Anyways, that is going to end the episode for us, guys. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.